What if I told you that the right kind of hug can be more powerful, more memorable, and even more arousing than a kiss? Now, that might sound a little bit out there, but it's not just a romantic idea. It's actually rooted in some pretty fascinating physiology and psychology. And today, we're going to get into the exact science of how to turn that simple, everyday gesture into an experience she will not forget. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Dr. Christina Morgan, who's a specialist in this field, says it best. A single, deliberate embrace has the power to change a woman's entire perception of a man. Seriously, it can shift the whole dynamic from just friendly to, well, electric. And it all comes down to the science of intentional touch, which kind of bypasses the logical brain and speaks directly to her nervous system. Okay, before we break down the exact framework, if you're interested in mastering this kind of deeper connection, you should definitely take a quick second to subscribe and hit that bell. That way you won't miss out on any future insights we share. We're always exploring the mechanics of human connection here. So why do most hugs just fall flat? Honestly, it's because we treat them like handshakes. You know, they're polite, they follow a script, and poof, they're instantly forgettable. It's this social thing we do on autopilot, just checking a box that says hello or goodbye, but it rarely leaves a trace because there's no real intention behind it. This really shows the two different paths a hug can take. On one side, you've got that forgettable, by-the-book hug that basically screams friendship. But on the other side, you've got what's called an echo hug. This one is intentional, and it's designed to leave a lasting neurological imprint. They call it an echo because the feeling of it, that sense of safety and presence, literally sticks around long after you've let go.
And the reason most hugs are so forgettable is actually pretty simple. They follow a totally predictable social script. We're all taught from a young age how to hug in a way that doesn't make anyone uncomfortable, right? The problem is, they're designed not to create any tension, which is the very reason they also fail to create attraction. To get attraction, you have to break that pattern, just a little bit.
I mean, think about it. That quick little squeeze, the friendly pat on the back, those are universal signals for we are just friends. That pat especially is like a kill switch for intimacy. These actions keep her nervous system on alert, in that friendly, analytical mode, and that actively prevents the kind of deep relaxation that's needed for real attraction to start building. And here is the absolute key. We often think attraction is all about intensity, big gestures, or having the perfect thing to say. But primal attraction, it's actually built on the exact opposite. It's built on a foundation of stillness and clear intention. A calm, grounded presence communicates safety and control way more than nervous energy ever could. It's what the primal brain is actually looking for. So this brings us to a specific method for breaking that platonic pattern. It's called the somatic imprint framework, and it's designed to do one thing: create a physical memory that lasts. The word imprint is really important here. It's not just a fleeting feeling, but a distinct memory that gets left on the nervous system. Now, the word somatic might sound complicated, but it just means relating to the body. So the goal here isn't to persuade her mind with clever words. It's to give her body a sensory experience, a piece of data that it just can't ignore and won't forget. You're basically bypassing her logical brain and talking directly to the part of her that feels and remembers on a much deeper level. And this whole framework is built on three simple but super powerful pillars: tempo, stillness, and the anchor point. Each one builds on the last to create this really powerful effect. Tempo sets the stage, stillness builds the tension, and the anchor point, well, that's what delivers the unforgettable message. Let's look at how each one works. All right, let's decode these three pillars. And don't think of them as strict rules, but more like principles of communication. Mastering them is really the key to transforming a forgettable hug into something that leaves a mark. It turns a simple gesture into a powerful statement. So the first pillar is tempo. This is where most guys get it wrong right from the get-go. They move at a normal, friendly speed, which just communicates a casual, low-stakes vibe. It's the speed of running errands or making small talk. It signals that nothing important is happening here. The key is to initiate the hug about 25% slower than what feels socially normal. Why that specific number? Well, it seems to be the sweet spot. Any faster and she won't even notice, but any slower and it can just feel a little awkward. That small change in speed is just enough to break her expectations. It interrupts her brain's autopilot and makes her pay full attention, silently asking, wait, what's different about this moment? Pillar number 2 is stillness. So once you're in the hug, after you've set the right tempo, the biggest temptation is to fill the silence. Give a little pat, a squeeze, mumble something. But a single wrong move or a nervous word can totally shatter the effect, snapping you both right back into that platonic, friendly script. The rules for this part are simple, but they are so critical. Do not speak. Do not pat her back. You just exist and breathe, calmly and deeply. This lack of the usual social feedback, no pat, no nice to see you, forces her brain to switch gears from analytical mode to sensory mode. Her mind stops trying to figure things out and just starts to feel, and that stillness can trigger a really powerful calming response. And finally, we get to the most powerful part of the whole framework, the anchor point. Once you've established the tempo and the stillness, this is the final piece that completely defines the meaning of the hug. And it's all about where you place your hand. It changes everything. So, most people automatically put their hands high up on the shoulders or the upper back. This is safe, neutral territory. It's basically the anatomical equivalent of the friend zone. But to create that imprint, your dominant hand should anchor firmly, but gently, right on the lumbar curve of her lower back. This is what we call the imprint zone. It's a tiny shift of just a few inches, but believe me, the psychological impact is massive. So why does this one spot have such a big effect? Well, a firm, warm hand right there sends two very powerful signals to her primal brain: support and possession. Support says, I've got you, you can let go. And possession isn't about ownership. It's more like a gentle claim. It says, you are with me in this moment. It's a nonverbal gesture of protective dominance that communicates both safety and intent. The effect is completely transformative. This one point of contact shifts the entire meaning of the interaction. It moves the conversation from, I see you as a friend, to, I see you as a woman. And you've done it without saying a single word. You've just reframed the entire relationship in her mind. Okay, we've gone through the theory, we've talked about the three pillars. Now, let's put it all together into one clear, easy-to-remember protocol you can actually use. Think of it less as a script and more as a framework you can just embody. Here it is, the complete imprint protocol. Step 1, slow down. Initiate the hug about 25% slower than normal. Just let the moment breathe. Step 2, stay silent. No talking, no friendly pats. Just be present and focus on your breath. And step 3, anchor your hand. Place it firmly and warmly on the curve of her lower back. And then hold the entire hug for just one full calm breath longer than you normally would. And then release. And just to be super clear, this isn't some kind of trick or a manipulation technique. It's a language. It's the nonverbal language of a grounded, confident presence. It's all about embodying a calmness that makes someone feel both protected and desired at the exact same time. It's about communicating your intent with clarity and respect, using the oldest language we have, touch. So I'll just leave you with this thought to chew on. Every hug is a conversation without words. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has a specific tone and a message. So, what is your hug currently saying about you? And maybe more importantly, what do you want it to say? The power to change that conversation is, quite literally, in your hands. If this gave you a new way to think about connection, please subscribe for more insights just like this. We really believe that understanding these little dynamics can completely change our relationships for the better. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share your own experiences or questions down in the comments below.